Welcome everyone to our amazing Preston Pugmire call tonight. We are so excited to hear from this amazing dude. He has absolutely changed everything for Synergy Plexus Builders in the last year. If you don't know that already, then you obviously haven't talked to me much, because that's pretty much all I talk about, right? Everyone's like, yes. But Preston is, guys, he launched a podcast, and the day he launched it, he was #1 in his relevant field. He's spoken to over 1,300 audiences. He has a high-level, busting at the seams clientele of incredible entrepreneurs within Plexus and also outside of Plexus. He is highly sought after. He's part of these mastermind groups with people that are mind-boggling successful entrepreneurs, and he has a gift for bringing it home in a simple, easy to apply, no nonsense type of way. And I'm just so excited for you to hear from him. Get your pens and papers ready, get your heart open and your mind open, and get ready to dig in and get into it, as Preston would say. So, Preston, take it away.
Let's get into it. Okay, Christy, I want to just talk to you for just a second. What specifically has changed for you over the last year in your life?
What specifically has changed? I am free from people pleasing. I am in abundance mentality. I used to hear that and I didn't really understand what it meant. I recognize scarcity now and I catch myself and I go, oh, interesting. Nope, I don't choose that. I choose abundance. I am not a victim. So I am free from worrying about things that are outside of my control. I know how to take accountability and focus on what I can control. I've gained the skills to create peace in my heart no matter what the circumstances are around me. And I focus on what I do well, and I focus on what I have control over. And I have more peace in my heart than I ever thought I could being an entrepreneur. I just thought you had to be kind of crazy. We are kind of crazy, let's be honest. That's okay. But I didn't understand that I could have peace in my mom life, with my husband, with my self-care, and really enjoy what I do as an entrepreneur as much as I truly do. So it's pretty much insane what's changed.
Beautiful. Also, what's happened to your points?
My points, most people in the last year, given my situation, would probably fall way back. And I have not. I am a sapphire. I am still a strong sapphire. We're hitting diamonds next month. So that's huge. So we are growing and it's just amazing.
When you say most people in your situation would have fallen back on points, why is that?
Because a lot of times in this profession, people look at the things that are outside of their control. So they look, oh, my people are not engaging, or, oh, that person quit, or, things maybe aren't as easy. The momentum's not just coming. You kind of have to dig in. So a lot of times, go ahead.
How many leaders have quit in your whole team in the last year?
I don't know. A few.
A few, more than one.
Yeah.
And what happened for you in your heart when that happened in your team?
It hurt. I was sad. I took it personally. Go ahead.
And then what did you do with it? What would have happened to you a year ago if that kind of stuff had happened?
I would be in the fetal position in the corner, sucking my thumb and having a pity party. Seriously. I would think, oh, see, I couldn't do this. And I just would hide and just not engage and feel like it was about me and I wasn't a good leader. And I just wouldn't have engaged. I wouldn't have stayed the course, right?
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for answering those questions. I'll kind of come back to you a little bit here and there because you have a great story and you are one of my favorites. Guys, Christy Jex, one of my favorite people. She is in the trenches consistently doing the work. And I have seen very few people grow as much as her in the last year. And I work with a lot of freaking people, guys. Some of my clients include top diamond earners in the company. And I also work with entrepreneurs who are outside of Plexus as well, people who are children's authors, gym owners, they own hair salons or skincare, brick and mortar businesses, just a lot of people who just sell things online, like just e-commerce people. There's a lot of people that I work with, and I love working with Plexus, women in Plexus, because there's something very, very specific and clear that you guys have. Let's go ahead and, there you go. There's something very clear and specific that you guys have, which is a focus on personal development. And it's really, really clear that you do that in your company and in your businesses and in your teams, and it's awesome. So this is what I want to share with you guys. Right here, I'm going to go to the whiteboard. In your life, this is a simplification of every single thing that I talk about, and it is right here. This is the tree. Boom. You got your fruits right here, and you got the ground, and then you got the root system. Boom. Just like that. Everybody, when we talk about entrepreneurship, when we talk about growing your business, when we talk about all the things like in business and in life, everybody focuses on two things: actions and results. We're going to go here. The fruits are going to represent results. The fruits of your labors, people talk about that. The fruits of what you're doing, what you're not doing, the way that you're approaching stuff, your actions right here. The trunk is going to represent your actions. When somebody is getting a specific result, now a result is not good or bad. A result is just feedback, because you can have good results, you can have bad results. It's just results. But the fruit is the results. It's something that you have influence over, but you don't have 100% control over. You just don't. But you do have control over your actions. So people always say, okay, what do I need to do to get this result? But this is the thing that we often don't do, is we don't realize what's below the surface. This represents the ground, right? You got the ground and then the root system. The root system of a tree, you don't see it. You don't see the root system of a tree. It's hidden. But this is going to represent our beliefs. Your beliefs are the thing that influences, informs, and determines your actions. Just like a tree grows roots down first before it shoots branches upward, we got to get our mindset and our beliefs right before we focus on our actions. Because your actions will always end up aligning with your beliefs. Always. Because we will fight tooth and nail to ensure that our beliefs are right. So if we have a belief that we're disorganized, then all of our actions are going to support that. And we're going to be like, no, we got to fight for this. We got to argue for this limitation. No, I'm super disorganized, Preston. You don't see, look at my office, look at my car, look at my desk, look at all this stuff like that. Look at my schedule. And so you argue for and in behalf of your limitations. You argue for and in behalf of your limiting beliefs. And then your actions end up aligning with that. This is why I don't talk about strategy first. I don't talk about steps and actions first. Yes, they are important. But do you really need me to tell you to do your IPAs? Like, do you really need me to say, hey, follow up with people and do Facebook Lives and any of that, do virtual sip-and-sees? Like, you don't need me to say any of that stuff, man. You already know that. So what's the difference? What's really going on? You don't need me to tell you to go live on Facebook, but there's some of you who are a little bit hesitant to go live on Facebook, and it's not because of your actions, it's because of your beliefs about what may or may not happen. Is this making sense to you? So right now, I want everybody to put in the chat, I'm gonna open up the chat here. I want you to go ahead and put in chat, what is your number one goal right now? It could be ranking up, it could be making a certain amount of money, it could be losing a certain amount of weight, it could be going on a date night, or it could be like going on consistent date night with your spouse. It could be finding a spouse. It could be like whatever it is. I want to have some people put a goal that's not specifically plexus, because because your life should not be all about plexus. That's not going to bring you fulfillment. Let's be totally honest with you. So let's have everybody just go ahead and put, Tracy, what is yours? Because I can see your face and you haven't put one in yet. So okay, let's read these. Gold, diamond, emerald, ruby, losing 110 pounds, Kristen. That is awesome. Awesome. Lose weight and be healthy, Nancy. Lose 50 pounds, Laura. All right. Amy. Oh, hey, Laura. How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Learn how to talk to people. Love that, Amy. Get hot for my wedding, Lauren. That's great. That's a really specific goal. It's arbitrary. You're great. Like, what does hot mean for you? Like, right? Like, what is hot? But what type of a body is hot for you? Like, get clear about what your goals are. Retire from your current employment. Make $2,000 a month. Love that. Lose 15 pounds by Las Vegas. Believe in myself. Gain confidence. When are you getting married, Lauren? Congratulations, Lauren. I'm getting married. How about let's start there? Okay, lose all 4 of my baby's weight after this birth. Marissa, after this birth, does that mean that you're pregnant right now, Marissa? I don't know where you are. Okay, congratulations. And you have there's a baby in the background. Whose baby is that? Is that your baby? Oh, that's her baby. Okay, cool.
Her baby. It's my sister.
Hey, sister. Great little baby. I love little babies. Abs and a good booty. Okay, that's great. Okay, so we have some health and fitness goals. We have some specific goals for ranking and for your business and stuff like that.
Mom, he's falling down his path.
Go ahead and mute. There you go. Okay, so this is the thing. Everybody who wants to lose weight, I want to tell you, you do not need anybody to tell you, okay, eat on protocol and exercise, right? That's just like, okay, that's the thing. Everybody knows you got to do that. What are your beliefs about yourself? Ask yourself this. When I look in the mirror, what's a thought that comes to my brains? Okay, that is a good piece of evidence to say, okay, that's what my beliefs are. Another thing, if you have a business goal and then you look at your bank account or you look at your back office, what is a thought that happens? What is a thought that comes up for you? Because that's going to be another piece of evidence to give you clarity around what your beliefs are, right? Because if you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, oh man, I don't like my body. Okay, so that is a belief. Your belief is that you are not good enough unless you look a certain way. If you look at your bank account and you say, oh man, I don't have enough money. I'll feel better about myself when I rank up. Christy, did you all of a sudden have all the self-love in the world when you hit Sapphire?
Nope.
Why not?
Nope, because everything stayed the same.
Yeah. So when you hit Sapphire, did it, and I don't know the answer to this question, but maybe yes, maybe no, did it give you even more to hold on to tightly just in case you might lose it?
You do too know the answer to that. Yes. I had major scarcity. Major scarcity inside of abundance when I hit Sapphire.
So scarcity is just defined as not enough. So thank you, Christy, for your honesty there. Wherever you are at, if you feel like you are not peace, you don't have peace in your heart, you don't love yourself, and if you feel like, I don't know if this is enough, then when you get more, it's not going to be enough either. Because scarcity means not enough, and then when you get more, you're going to be like, this is just more to lose, more people for me to disappoint on my team. If you feel like you're not a good leader at Ruby, you think you're going to feel like a good leader at Emerald? No, the answer is you will feel even more inadequate. So we got to just shut that down right here before we do the actions. Kristen says, I look in the mirror and I feel like I'm weak. Okay, thank you for your vulnerability there. What message are you sending to yourself and to your actual body when you think that thought? So think about let's do this because there's a lot of people talking about losing weight. Think about your body. Like you can touch your body, right? Like I have my body right here, right? Think about if you stepped outside of your body and your body was a separate thing over here. And you looked at that body that you were separate from and you said, you're weak, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not good enough. What message are you sending to that separate being? And is that separate being, if they were sentient, like if your body was separate and it could make its own decisions, right? Would that body want to cooperate with you if you're constantly telling it that it's weak? Would that body want to cooperate with you if you're saying, I will not feel enough until you shape up? This is where this comes in, because your actions, like I don't need to tell you your actions right now. We're going to focus on that right now. It's about your beliefs, because your beliefs determine your actions, which yield your results. So, yeah, Kristen, you would never tell anybody else that they're weak. So it doesn't work for you to try to go from I'm weak to I'm awesome and I'm the sexiest ever. Like that's just too big of a jump for you right now. So take a breath and let's do incremental steps. What if you looked in the mirror and your thought was, I have a body? Can you get behind that? Is it true? Is it something that you believe? Is it something that it's neither negative or positive, right? It's, oh, okay, I just have a body. You're removing the drama from it. And then you can say, I have this body. What has this body done for me? Well, it got me through the day. It walked me to the car, and then I got to drive to that place that I had a good time at. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, shift your energy to neutral thoughts, because it doesn't always work. If you're over here, it doesn't always work to try to swing the pendulum and clear over to, man, all this positivity. Just think positive. Just think positive. Nah, let's be practical. Sometimes you just got to think neutral for a second. Get yourself out of negativity by getting into neutrality. Sydney says that her body made babies and nursed them. Awesome. You love your babies? I'm sure that you do. Could you have had those specific babies without your body? No. Oh, you're shifting into a energy of awareness and gratitude and just kind of factual reality, right? Rather than negativity. So we got off a little bit, but I just wanted to say those things. This is about our mindset and our beliefs. So mindset is just this: thoughts and beliefs. Really, really simple. What are your thoughts? What are your beliefs? That's your mindset. Mindset is not good. Mindset is not bad. Mindset is like attitude. You can have whatever attitude you have, and then you have that attitude. So your mindset is whatever mindset you have. Your thoughts, your beliefs about something. You look in the mirror. What do you think? What do you believe? You look at your bank account. What do you think? What do you believe? That's your mindset. You look at your team and how many people are on it. You look at your back office. Whatever you think, whatever you believe, that's your mindset. So now we're going to go from here to here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Boom. You guys can see that tree? You can see that tree, Christy? Okay. So everything above the line, which represents the ground, is our actions and our results, which are all part of strategy. Strategy is just the how, it's the steps. And then below is our mindset, our thoughts and our beliefs. Just like a tree shoots roots down first before it shoots branches upward, you got to develop a clear, strong mindset around what you are trying to accomplish before you go about the strategy. And if you do not, then one of two things will happen. You will either self-sabotage when you get there, and it won't be sustainable. You will achieve your goal, and then you'll feel out of alignment, and then you won't be able to maintain it or sustain it. This goes with money, beliefs, relationships, anything. Or you will not do anything, and then you won't achieve it. This is why mindset is more important than strategy. It's not mindset instead of strategy, just like it's not foundation before walls when you're building a house. It's more important to do first, because you will end up aligning with your actions, and your strategy will end up aligning with your mindset. So how do we get into a really effective, useful mindset? There are 3 stages of mindset. Now, I want everybody to think about their goal that they wrote down earlier, and then take honest inventory about which stage of mindset you're at. Do not judge yourself. Christy, what is the number 1 word that I say in coaching? Number 1 word that I say all the time. Compassion. Compassion is not letting yourself off the hook because you're like, oh, there, self. I'm just going to give you so much compassion. It's okay. You can just be small. You can just have excuses. That's not effing compassion. Compassion is just self-love in your situation. And when you have that self-love, you end up holding yourself to a high standard, but not judging yourself, man. You already have fear and doubt and shame. Don't add judgment on top of it, because sometimes you just like, oh, I get to be a victim right now. I got shame, I got fear, I got doubt, and you just layer judgment on it, and you just like, it was a big shame judgment sandwich, and you just eat it, and you get to be a victim, and then just feel bad that you're not accomplishing things. I get it, man. I've been there. I've eaten a ton of shame sandwiches with judgment. Extra judgment on that sandwich. And I order it, and then I eat it, and then I feel like a victim, and I get to feel that sympathy. Not useful. So just don't do that right now, okay? When you look at these 3 stages of mindset, I want you to ask yourself, where am I at in relation to my goal that I typed in the chat earlier? Because the first stage of mindset is this: it's possible for someone else. So often we get caught up in this idea that everybody else can do this. Christy can do it. Brooke Hemingway can do it. Jessica Heffley can do it. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can do it. Beyonce can do it. And so we end up disqualifying their success because we think, oh, they have a set of circumstances or a set of traits that we don't have access to. So we're just not even going to try, because it's only possible for someone else. Now, I have been in this mindset. When I wanted to be a coach, when I wanted to be a podcaster, all this stuff, I spent a lot of time in this mindset. I would listen to podcasts. I would listen to TED Talks. I would read books and study and try to get all the information and stuff. And I'd be like, man, what would it be like? What would it be like to be somebody who it's possible for? And then I would just sit there and stop at that moment. It's like, that would be the end of my thought process. What would it be like to be somebody? And in that moment, I'm saying to myself, I'm not somebody who it is possible for. Do you see this? So for you, if you're comparing yourself to somebody else, then it's possible for them and not you. Now, when I was in this mindset, I spent a lot of time here. And then one day, this is real. This is a couple years ago, man. My wife came home with tears in her eyes because we had just had our second child. She was a tiny little baby, and we could not afford groceries. So she's crying. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, something's got to change because this is not working. I'm sitting here thinking it's possible for all these other people, and allowing myself to feel bad for the fact that I can't make something happen because that's where my focus is. And as a result, My wife is crying because we can't afford groceries for our kids. And this jolted me out of stage 1 into stage 2. Now, you do not have to hit rock bottom in order for this to happen, but you do have to stop making excuses. Now, this is the second stage of mindset. It's possible for me, but how? Oh my gosh. I spent a lot of time in this stage too, because I'm like, dude, it has to be possible for me. I know I can make something happen. How? How do I do it? And in this case, or in this stage, I end up focusing on the steps, focusing on the strategy, focusing on the how. Like, I'm looking for something external. I'm looking for something outside of myself to be able to really, really make progress. And I'm deciding that it is outside of me. And in this stage, you're not actually going to be able to make lasting progress or lasting change, because you're always going to be looking for something else, looking for that other training that's going to make the difference, looking for that PDF that's going to like give me the steps, that's going to be like, oh, this is exactly what I do. In fact, why hasn't Christy given me the secret? Christy, why are you holding back? What are the specific steps, right? And so when you're in this stage, it's possible for me, but how? It also stops your progression because you're looking for something outside of yourself. Now, as you're taking inventory about where you're at, don't judge yourself. Again, we don't do that, but I'll tell this quick story. Christy mentioned that I had a podcast. My podcast went from, or it debuted on launch day at #1 in the world in my category of personal development. And when I made that happen, it took a lot of mindset work and a lot of strategy, because both things are important. But something happened one time, kind of shortly thereafter. I was emceeing this large event, and we did the rehearsal. And during rehearsal, they announced my bio, and they said that I had had a #1 podcast. And afterwards, somebody came up to me, the part of the crew, and they said, dude, you really launched a #1 podcast? I've been thinking about podcasting for a long time. I'd love to do that. How did you do that? And I decided to take his temperature and see where he was at. And so I said, if I told you all the specific steps, if I told you all the strategy right now, do you think that you could launch a #1 podcast? And he said, oh, me? No. And I said, in the kindest way possible, I said, if you don't believe that you can, then the steps don't matter. And to his credit, he said, yeah, I guess you're right. And then he walked away. So for him, he was in this thing of it's possible for someone else. And then even if he had said, oh, it's possible for me, but how? Then he's going to get those steps, and then he's going to come up against a roadblock. You're going to hit a roadblock when you do the strategy, whatever the strategy is. You're going to hit a roadblock because not everything is super easy. And in fact, if everything was super easy for you, life would get boring really quickly, straight up. I got little kids, and I was watching Sesame Street, and there was this episode where Elmo was trying to make baskets with his basketball, and he was getting frustrated because he wasn't making them. And then Abby, beautiful little fairy with a wand, comes by. You guys know who Abby is. She's awesome. And she goes, oh, you're frustrated with this? Here. Bring. And she did a spell, and all of a sudden Elmo starts making all these baskets. Every single one. He throws it up, goes in. He throws it off of a building. Boom, goes in. And then he throws it backwards, and it goes and goes in. And he did it 4 or 5 times, and everything was going in. And then he got super down, and he's like, oh. And Abby said, what's wrong? I thought this is what you wanted. And he goes, yeah, but I can't miss. And so he didn't say these words, but he said there's no accomplishment. And I was like, what is happening on Sesame Street? They're blowing my mind right now. And I've actually looked for that clip. I can't find that clip, but I watched this episode one time. And if everything was super easy for you, it would get boring, because there'd be nothing that you could do that would feel like a sense of growth or a sense of accomplishment. So back to this story, like it's possible for me, but how? Then the goal is to get from focusing on the how, focusing on the steps, focusing on the strategy, to shifting it into your internal self. So you can go from the second stage to the third stage. Second stage is, it's possible for me, but how? And you go from that to, it's inevitable for me. Now, let's go find the steps. Because when you get to inevitability, then the steps do not matter. Because when you try one set of steps, if you hit a roadblock, you'll just try another set. You'll find another how. Now, when I say they don't matter, yes, you have to follow steps. What I mean is the steps aren't the answer. Your belief in yourself and in the inevitability of your goal is going to allow you to keep going when you hit a roadblock, not if, when you hit a roadblock. Because guys, write this down. Get your beautiful pens out and write down, being stuck is part of the process. And then underline it and then write it again. Because it'll allow you to realize that being stuck doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. So now I want everybody to go ahead and put in the chat, be really, really honest with yourself, and none of this 2.5 BS. Tell me which stage you're at with your goal. Are you at stage 1, 2, or 3? Do not judge yourself. Just be aware of and be honest about it. Okay? Okay, boom, put it in there. We got some 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2. This is really interesting. I do this with a lot of people, and it's always fascinating to see the energy of the different groups. A lot of 3s. Crushing it, guys. A lot of 3s. Cool, cool, cool. Some 2s, some 1s, some 2s. People who are honest. That's great. Good, 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 good. Now, if you're at a 1, don't judge yourself. Just realize, oh, well, I need to get out of this. Unless you don't. I don't care. Like, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. 2, stepping on 3. Okay, Lizzie. I love that. There's always one person, even after I say none of this 2.5 stuff, there's always one person that does it. And this is funny. Liz, I love that you did it. I love that you had the balls to be the person that did it. That's great. That's great. Okay. Now, wherever you are, that's cool. You're doing it. You're just aware. You're like, oh, I have been focusing on the fact that everybody else can do it, but not me. That is not useful. Or if I'm in episode 2, I'm thinking of Star Wars a lot recently. If I'm in stage 2 of the mindset, then I'm going to be focusing on the how. I'm going to be waiting for that secret. I'm going to be waiting for that one thing. It's like, you see how that is something that's going to end up blocking you. Now, from here, where do we go? Because if you are at a stage 3, then there's no resistance. There's no resistance because it's inevitable. And so if you get frustrated with how long it's taking to happen, you're not focused on the inevitability of it. You want that thing that's going to happen later. You want it now. And that's forcing it. And when you let go and release and allow, that is actually the thing that is going to let you progress. Think about it in the context of, I like to personify goals. Think if you want to lose 50 pounds, or if you want to hit sapphire or the emerald, whatever it is, whatever your rank you want to hit, whatever amount of weight you want to lose, or whatever money you want to make. Think of that as a person. Now, I don't mean like the body of your dreams as a separate person like I did earlier. We're doing it different this way, where you're saying the goal itself. The goal of maybe 10,000 a month. You're going to want to make 10,000 a month. That goal is an abstract concept, and I want you to put it into a human person. So this goal right here, this person that is standing next to me, is named 10,000 a month. What thoughts do you think about that person? How do you feel when that person is around? More importantly, how do you feel if that person leaves? So if you feel good when they're around and then bad when they leave, what message does that send to them? It sends a message of neediness. It sends a message of scarcity. It sends a message of, oh, please be here. Like, oh, I only feel good when you're around. And that person, or take inventory here. When you have someone in your life who is needy, what do you feel when you're around them? Do you want to be around them? My guess is no. Because they're energy vampire. So are you being an energy vampire to your own goal by saying, I need you in order to feel peace in my heart? Or are you, this is the one that works, when you shift it and you say, I feel peace in my heart and I want you to come around. That's an invitation. That's gratitude. That's allowing. That's not trying to force things. And you all have specific things in your life that you've done neediness with and that you've done allowing with. You do. So if you could take real inventory about where you're at on there, then it will allow you to shift your approach. So let's take the temperature of the room. What is coming up for you guys right now? What kind of thoughts are you having? What kind of things are you getting in touch with around this mindset but mindset before strategy, 3 stages of mindset, and how it relates to your goal specifically? What is coming up for you? Let's have somebody put it into, oh, Laura, let's bring you up here. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Are you in a position to unmute yourself, Laura?
I'm exercising, but yeah.
Wonderful. She's getting it, making it happen. Laura,
Yeah.
tell me what just shifted for you, because I've been working with you for a little bit. So tell me, what about this that I just put into words? Like, how did that shift your, talk to me, Goose.
Sorry. So I think I thought I was at a 3, but as you put it into a person, went into the scarcity. And it was interesting because that came up for me.
The scarcity aspect of it?
Yeah, so scarcity aspect, if it was a person standing next to me and it meant money versus just the thought of it. I don't know.
And so what thoughts triggered scarcity for you in the personification exercise?
Just if it leaves, like what if
Got it.
I get it and then I don't, then it leaves? You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Because if you have scarcity and you're approaching a goal, then what happens when you reach the goal and then you don't reach the goal?
Yeah.
Or the goal leaves. Like you.
Or the goal leaves. Like once I reach it, what if I peter out or then it goes away?
So that's the thing. So in that moment, where is your focus?
Scarcity, totally.
Yes, your focus is on scarcity. Your focus is on what happens if it leaves. What happens if I don't maintain? What happens if I don't sustain? What happens if I'm no longer that? And what emotion would you feel 5 minutes ago? What emotion did you feel when you thought about it leaving? What's the emotion that came up for you?
Fear.
Fear. Okay. So look at this, guys. So Laura, thank you so much for your vulnerability and your willingness to work. So this is really interesting. If you say, I'm stoked about achieving this goal, but I'm fearful if it leaves. If that goal is a person, are they going to want to stay in your space?
No.
Because they're going to feel what? What are they going to feel if they're in your space?
They're going to feel my neediness and my scarcity and my, I mean, when you put it in that aspect of a person, it just changed how I thought of it.
Yeah. They're going to feel pressure, guys. The goal, what you are doing, yes, Laura, but what we are doing as humans is we are putting pressure on that goal to give us value, to give us worth, to give us peace, to give us happiness. And how exhausting is it when you have to be responsible for somebody else's happiness, for somebody else's peace, for somebody else's joy, somebody else's value and worth? If you're responsible for that and somebody else, does it drain you?
Yeah. I think that's what it came up as a person in my life. I associate it with someone in my life that is draining like that.
Yeah.
That was a good visual.
There you go. So if you are being draining on that goal is not going to come to you. You have to align yourself with peace and joy first. Then the goal is going to want to stay in your space. And I know we're talking about really abstract concepts. That's why I want to personify it, make it concrete. Think of somebody in your life. Everybody has somebody who, when they're around them, they feel drained. There's no judgment here, but everybody has somebody. And so, do you want to be around them? Take a breath and realize, oh, am I doing that to my goals? Don't effing judge yourself. Just turn it into, I want to invite my goals into my space and have them feel totally comfortable staying, because they don't feel like they have to stay or else I'm going to get sad. Does that make sense to you guys?
Oh boy.
Laura, what's coming up for you right now?
No, I just haven't ever thought of it that way. And I think that, I mean, I know that I'm trying to work through scarcity with money and with all of that. And
Yes.
it's just, to have it as a visual like that is just mind blowing to me.
Love it.
It's
Love
just
it.
something I want to shift.
Yeah, intentionally shift it. Don't use it. Dude, guys, do not use this as another way to beat yourself up. Holy balls. You're too good at that anyway. Everybody in here, you have so many opportunities to beat yourself up and judge yourself. Don't use this as another way to do that. And guys, it's too easy. It's too easy to be like, oh, now I learned this principle. Now I can use that as this stick to just hit myself over the head. Nah, relax. Chill out and show yourself some compassion. Thank you, Laura. I'm going to go ahead and you can mute yourself again. Let's go to, we got Katie Tucker. I'm remembering my weight loss. I was okay with how slow it was. 1 pound a week was great, and I wasn't in a hurry. And I also loved myself along the way instead of loathing myself at every weight I hated being at. Katie, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Because one of my friends, her name is Liz Anderson. She is a health and fitness mindset fitness coach. And her tagline is, if you don't love yourself at a size 12, you won't love yourself at a size 2. And this applies to everything. If you don't love yourself at 50,000 a year, you're not going to love yourself at 150,000 a year. If you don't love yourself at freaking senior gold, you're not going to love yourself at emerald. Like, it's not a thing. So I love the way that you put that, Katie. Thank you so much. Nancy Jex, I'm overwhelmed by all I feel I need to work on. I'm trying not to judge myself, but it is difficult for me. Okay. So, Nancy, where are you on the thing?
I'm already crying, so.
Okay, cool. Why are you crying? What's going on?
A lot.
Hold on. I want everybody, let's do this with Nancy. We're going to take a breath. Now, when we do this, sometimes I have my clients take a breath and I say, okay, let's take a breath, clear the energy, and then we'll move to something else. And so often they go like this. Okay, let's do it. That is not a breath. I want you, Nancy, to take the biggest breath you've taken in 2 weeks. And I want you to feel the air come into your lungs. Everybody do this with her. We're all doing this together right now. Again. Nancy, you're safe and all is well. You don't need to be fixed. You don't need to be coddled. You are safe and you are fine. And you're feeling all the emotions you're feeling. And it's totally fine. Tell me what's going on for you.
It's hard to feel emotion for me. I hide from them.
Yeah. Why do you hide from them?
Because I was taught not to feel, but to hide them.
Okay.
That's just how we did it when we were growing up, and I want to change that.
So when you were a kid, who did you have to be and what did you have to do to make everything okay?
I was oldest. I am oldest. So I had to do everything just so that I could make my parents happy and keep peace, or just, it wasn't a bad situation. I just wanted to make sure that they were happy.
Yeah. Well, this is not something that somebody else put. This is something you put on yourself.
Yep.
But what did you have to do and who did you have to be to make everybody else happy?
I had to be the person to, I don't know, just to do the right things.
And what does the right things mean?
Get good grades, be good at church, appear good in all things, perfectionism,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Put a lot of pressure on yourself. I want you to think of a time. The first thing that comes to your mind when I say, when did you decide that you had to be perfect?
I guess when I was around like 8 or something like that. When I
What
was
is something that
little.
what is something that you decided that you had to be perfect at?
Just being good. Just doing the things I should do and not making mistakes.
Not making mistakes. Because if you made a mistake, what might happen?
I just wasn't good enough.
Okay. Right now, I want you to realize that when you were 8 years old, this is going to be difficult for you to kind of like conceptualize, not unless it won't, but just think about this. What was the payoff? What was the benefit? And the answer is not nothing. The answer is not there was none. That is not the answer. But for you, for 8, thinking that you needed to be perfect, feeling that pressure, what was the payoff for you?
I would make other people around me happy. And that would make me feel like I mattered and like I was doing what I needed to be doing. So if other people were happy, then that was good.
So when you were 8, did it serve you?
Yeah. Because then I didn't get in trouble and I didn't get in
Yes. Oh my gosh. So it was a survival mechanism for you. You made other people happy. You felt good. You didn't get in trouble. All of this as an 8-year-old. You learned to do this. Now, here's the cool thing. It served you. Now, in your life right now, do you know anybody who is around the age of 8? Anybody?
Yeah.
Who is
Well,
it?
I have one who's 10 and one who's 6, but they're all little.
Okay, so let's take your 10-year-old. What's his name?
Excuse me.
What's your
Oh, his
10-year-old?
name? Jonathan.
Jonathan. Okay, so Jonathan, you remember 18 months ago when he was 8 years old?
Yep.
And now he's 10.
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow Jonathan to make emotional decisions for you now as an adult?
No. He was.
Why not? Why not?
Because he was little and he was still learning and he's, just learning still.
Yeah. He's little, he's learning. Do you trust his emotional judgment for you in your life right now?
No.
You know where we're going with this. You wouldn't allow him to make those decisions for you. And yet you are allowing an 8-year-old Nancy to make emotional decisions for you as an adult that you have to be perfect. Get grades, except for now they're not grades, they're enrolling ambassadors. You can be perfect at church. Be perfect as a wife, as a mother in your community. And this is the crazy thing. It served you at one point, and it no longer does. Because what are the results that you experience in your life from putting this pressure on yourself?
No peace, stress, self-sabotaging is huge. Hiding, pretending.
I want you to think of that beautiful little 8-year-old girl who is doing her best. And I want you to picture her. I want you to look at her, and her mindset, her thought patterns, her beliefs about herself, about her role in the family, about her role in the church, about her role in her life. And I want you to forgive her. What would it feel like to actually forgive her?
Excuse me. Freeing.
I want you to realize right now that you have a very specific message for her. And she's going to hear it. It's not an abstract concept. She is in your head and your heart right now because she's making a lot of decisions for you. What message do you have for her?
You're a good little girl. You're enough, and mistakes help you learn and grow. You don't have to hide from them. You need to make them and then move forward. And it's okay. You're enough, and
I want you to take a big breath in as you receive that message. Now I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to realize that you are in that little 8-year-old girl's body, looking through her beautiful eyes. And you see an adult Nancy with her children and with her life and with her business sitting in this current room right now, and you are embodying that 8-year-old girl who has already experienced forgiveness. And you have a message for adult Nancy. What is that message from that 8-year-old self to you?
thank you. I didn't know that I didn't have to be perfect. I didn't understand. Thank you.
Nancy, your value is set. Your worth is innate. This has nothing to do with how many points you have or what rank you have or how much money you're making or how many ambassadors you're enrolling. This has nothing to do with Jonathan or your other children. This has nothing to do with your husband. You are enough now. What changes in your life if you approach everything from enoughness?
Everything.
Is it going to
I already feel, I
you
feel
feel-
so much more peace.
good?
We have, I don't know, I don't have to worry about what someone else is thinking about anything. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Is it time for you to stop basing your emotions on other people's actions or perceptions?
Way past time.
Because you are enough. You were enough when you were 8, and you're enough now. What if Jonathan came to you and was able to articulate this feeling? What if he said to you, I feel like I have to be perfect in order to make everything around me okay? What would you tell him?
I would be sad for him and sad that I gave him that feeling that he needed to do that. I'd give him a hug and I would tell him that it's okay and you can make mistakes and you're safe and you always mean everything to me.
Does Jonathan speak German? Why not?
Because he hasn't tried to learn it.
Why does he speak English?
Because I've taught him.
You taught him. If Jonathan were to come and tell you, I feel like I have to make everything around me perfect, or I have to be perfect in order to make everything around me work, where would he have learned that from? In the same way that he speaks English instead of German, he might speak that language, that emotional language, because that's the language you've been speaking.
Yep. It's my kids, all of them.
What happens if you change that language now? You start speaking the equivalent of emotional German. Do you know what I mean by that, right? You're speaking a different emotional language of enoughness, of focusing on your wins, of acknowledging your greatness. What if you started speaking that language? Would it feel very foreign to them at first?
Yeah, they wouldn't know what I was talking about at first.
Feel very foreign to you at first?
Yes.
This is what you get to do. You get to break the pattern by speaking a different emotional language now. And it's going to feel awkward, and it's going to feel like learning a new language, and it's going to be difficult, and you're not going to feel fluent. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say one sentence that's going to make somebody blush because you said something really inappropriate when you were just trying to talk about cutting a loaf of bread. Do you know what I mean by this? It's going to be a messy process. It's going to be a difficult process. But think about speaking emotional maturity, speaking that language fluently in a couple of years. Think about speaking that language to your children fluently in a couple of years. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, when they get into adulthood, they're speaking emotional maturity language very, very fluently because they learned it from Nancy as a kid.
It's so worth it.
Goodness, is it difficult?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is it simple? Yes. It is. It's simple. You just learn the language. There's a huge difference between simple and complex. Okay? It doesn't have to be complex. It can just be simple. It doesn't have to be easy. It can be simple. Does that make sense to you? But it's worth it. Right. You get to forgive 8-year-old Nancy. Stop letting her make decisions for you now. Are you committed?
Very.
Awesome. Do you guys start to see how all of this in your business, like I could get Nancy on and be like, okay, let's talk about the script that you use when you're doing a Facebook Live. Let's talk about how you follow up with people. And that would be cool. But then she's going to go back to this belief that she has to be perfect in order to make everything happen. And then if it's not perfect, she won't do the live. She won't do the follow-up. You guys get it, right? So now, where do we go from here? Well, first thing we do is give Nancy a round of applause for being willing to do that. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
You're brave. You are enough. Start to believe it. So this is what I want you guys to do, is realize that all this stuff is very, very valuable. So where do we go from here? Well, you can't fix everything in a 1-hour training. So you can get the like first kind of step. You can get that first like push. Be like, oh, this is something that is valuable for me. So what I've done is I've created a program that allows people to intentionally put this stuff into practice, like I've been talking with Christy about, like I talked to Nancy about, and like we did all in with the 3 stages. It's a step. I understand the irony of giving you a set of steps about how to not focus on the steps and the how, but you got to start somewhere. Okay, so are you guys? Let's open this up. Are you guys interested in hearing about a way to integrate this into your life, a very specific way to do this? If you are, and I would love to tell you about it. So Katie says, heck yes. Bonnie, yes. Lauren, she's already signed up. Cool. Yeah, thank you. That's great. Okay, so you guys are interested? I'll tell you about it. This is what it is. It's a program called Mindset Jumpstart. It is a 1-month flash, I'm calling it like a flash coaching program, because we're going to spend 1 month just being intensive and intentional about mindset coaching. It's going to happen in May, because we're going to go boom, focus on May, push, not like an unhealthy push, a mindset push, so that you can prepare yourself for convention in June. And Sydney has already signed up. Love that. Lauren's already signed up. Let me hear from, actually, let's poll Sydney first and then Lauren. I'm interested in what you guys, why did you sign up for this, Sydney?
On my phone when I unmute it. It takes forever. I signed up for it because I've been wanting to invest more in myself, and I don't do that very often, and I thought this was a really good opportunity.
Cool. Love it.
I'm hoping to unveil any issues that I don't even know that I'm dealing with. So that's
Totally. So I love that you said that. I know that I need to invest in myself. That right there is so key. This idea of I'm investing in myself, proving to myself that I am placing value on my personal growth. But sometimes that's difficult to do, especially as a parent. I get it. Because it feels like it has to be for other people. So what message are you sending when you say, I can't do anything for me? Like we were talking to Nancy earlier. I love that, Sydney. Thank you so much for putting that. Go ahead, you can mute yourself back. Lauren.
Thank you.
Why did you go ahead and sign up?
Because I'm sick of feeling stuck. I just feel stuck. Like I just all, which I totally am. I'm getting married. We're moving into a new house at the end of the year. I've got a new job that I just started. But like mindset wise, I just feel stuck. Like I feel like I'm just in such a rut mentally that I just want to find something more so in myself that's like, oh, well, duh, why don't you do that? Oh, duh, you have this in your toolbox. Oh, and you have this in your toolbox. Like you should use these. Why don't you use them? So, yeah.
So this is something that you're doing to be like, oh, I am taking action and investing in myself to bust the dam, right? There's a log jam. You got to bust that dam up. And
yes.
Put everything up to get unstuck. Let the flow through again.
Yes, gotta let it flow.
Thank you, Lauren. Love that. So this is what it is, guys. It's called Mindset Jumpstart. It's in May. There is 4 weeks. There is a video module, a worksheet, and then a 2-hour-long coaching call. Because there's going to be hundreds of people in the group. And you get an opportunity. We're going to do 2 hours. We're just going to have people come up. And like what I did for Nancy, we're just going to do that. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to deal with your limiting beliefs in one of the weeks. We're going to deal with intentionally managing your emotions in one of the weeks. We're going to talk about accountability and really getting clear on what you have control over in your life. Spoiler alert, it's a lot more than you think. And then we're going to deal with creating your ideal life. You're creating your ideal vision and getting clear on what that looks like and what that feels like. And so it's a video that I recorded, a training video that's behind a login page. You like access, you create a password, and you go on a login page. There's a training video. Then there's a worksheet every single week. And then there is a 2-hour coaching call every Tuesday night at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Tuesday night. And you will get access to a recording of the call, and you will, all that stuff. Because, dude, some of my biggest breakthroughs, honestly, have come in listening to a recording of a training call after it had already happened. Straight up. But when you invest in yourself, then it becomes more, you become more intentional about doing these things. So it's, like I said, video, worksheet, 2-hour coaching call every single week. I know that you guys are busy, man. I'm not trying to take up a ton more of your time. It'll end up being about 3 hours a week that you can invest into this. And if you can't do it on Tuesday, that's fine. Listen to it like a podcast afterwards, or download the audio and be able to take it like an audiobook and then do the worksheet afterwards. But the main thing is you deserve to really get clarity around what your current beliefs are, clarity around what is holding you back, understand that you can go below the surface, identify the meaning that you've attached to things, and then shift your actions because you shifted your belief first. This is the thing that is going to allow you to move forward and to progress, to get into that stage 3 of inevitability, and then to take action while you're in there, okay? So right now you are in one of 3 categories. You are either a yes, in which case go to this link. I'm gonna put this right here. You can pin this, and Christy will give it to you later as well. It's PrestonPugmire.com/mindsetjumpstart. Boom. You go there. It's all the schedule of everything. There's a lot of stuff about like who it's for, who it's not for, if it works for you, and then there's a sign-up sheet. If you are a yes, prove to yourself, boom, take action. Do not leave the scene of a decision without taking some sort of action. This is something I want you to do in your entire life forever. The scene, think of it as the scene of a crime. Like, the scene of a decision is wherever you were at when you made a decision. Do not leave that scene of a decision without making some sort of commitment, taking some sort of action. This is the thing. You are in one of 3 categories. Like I said, you are either a yes, in which case go sign up. Immediately just do it. Invest in yourself. You are a no, in which case don't. I don't want you to do anything that's out of alignment with your intuition. Doesn't work for you? That's fine. It's going to fill up anyway. Third category you are in is you are a yes, but. Yes, comma, but I don't know if I have time. Yes, but I don't know if I have money. Yes, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this work for me. Am I going to be is this even going to be a thing that I'm going to be able to actually make happen? If you are in this third category, ask yourself this. In what other areas of your life are you allowing that excuse to hold you back? Because if you're a yes and you want to do this, but X, Y, or Z, then what is happening is in other areas of your life, you are using that exact same excuse to not get what you want. And I'm going to challenge you to break the pattern and prove to yourself that you're done using this as an excuse. Because ask yourself this question: what does your life look like 1 year from now if you don't change anything? And if you're okay with that, cool. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, dude, my life is going great right now. If I didn't change anything, it would be awesome. And that's so cool. That's a great place to be at. Now, if there are things that you want to shift and there are things that you want to accomplish where you're not 100% at where you want to be, ask yourself if you're okay with staying in that place. And if you're not, then ask yourself why you're buying into your excuses. And whatever comes for you after you say yes, but. So right now, you're in one of those three categories. So go ahead and ask yourself if that's something you want to do. Now, are there any logistical questions, like the mechanics of how it works on Zoom or with the coaching or the times or anything like that? Are there any like questions? Like now, I'll just open up for any questions you have about the program in any way. Because if you do, this is a perfect time, because here I am to actually make this happen. And if not, cool. I'll see all of you guys in the program. But while you're thinking of your questions, I want all 20 of you to go into the chat, and I want you to put down the number one takeaway that you had over the last 60 minutes. What is the thing that resonated with you the most? And what is your commitment? What is your takeaway? What is your breakthrough? What is your thing that you got out of tonight's call? And so I'm going to challenge you to put in this. So Julie, so we go to your website, and where do we sign up? Okay, if you go to PrestonPugmire.com/mindset jumpstart, Julie, there's a big yellow button that says I'm ready to take action. You click that, and that's where you put in all your information. It's right there at PrestonPugmire.com/mindset jumpstart. And Christy will have that link later as well. So
I'll put it in our team page so you guys can access that as well.
Oh, yeah. If you're a yes, I challenge you to sign up tonight. And if you're a yes, but I challenge you to take a look at what your life will look like a year from now if you don't actually get rid of that excuse. So Julie says, Christy, I get to choose my beliefs. Yeah, you totally do. Don't make my goal an annoying, needy friend, Sydney. Yes. Yeah, don't do that. That is no good. Katie, figuring out my beliefs about myself and my business is kind of a deep job. Yeah, it is. Totally. It's not super easy. It's kind of painful to dig up what's going on down here. Think about what happens when the roots of a tree come up above ground? We trip on them, or they break a sidewalk or something like that. The roots that come up, they're never welcomed. Nobody's like, sweet, this root is popping up. Like, we take a look at what's down here, and sometimes it's painful, and that's a messy process, but it's necessary for growth. Love that. Getting to the root of the issues that block you from moving forward, Kristen. Yes. Nancy, I'm enough. Freaking great, right there. I get to change the patterns in my life that don't serve me. So good. Love that. So, are there any other questions? I mean, just like right now is the time to just like ask me a question about the program, about your business, about your life, about coaching, anything. If you want to right now, you can ask me a question. Speaking emotional maturity, forgive parts of me, Julie. So good. Jill, look at my goals and my beliefs as another person. Yes, be positive. So good. Christy, what would you say what would you say to somebody who's thinking about maybe doing this program in May?
You know what I would say? I've been preaching it forever. I would say, if you want to grow and build a business, this is an opportunity. Plexus is an opportunity to work on yourself and commit to your growth, and then they just pay us a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you don't do the growth. This is like condensing time frames. Like, let's rip off the Band-Aid, right? Instead of having it show up over and over again and having it make us more stuck than we have to be. It's choosing easy. That's what I would say. Choose easy, make the commitment. You deserve it. It will be so worth it. That's what I would say.
Beautiful. Absolutely love it. I want to say thank you to Christy for allowing me to come into her group. I honor and value your group and the do not take lightly the trust that you've given to me to share this with the people in your group. I understand that, and I'm grateful for it. I want to say thank you to everybody here who has allowed me to talk to you, everybody who's put things in the chat. I understand that that's vulnerable. Thank you so much, Nancy, for really going there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you guys. You guys are just great. And basically, I love you. But please just know that and just really take this into your entire, like every aspect of your life, all this stuff. Just implement it and integrate it, because I want you to have peace in your heart and money in your bank in that order. Okay, thank you guys so much. Please have a beautiful
Preston.
I will see you
Thank
guys
you.
later. You guys in the Mindset Jumpstart program in May. Bye.